Have you ever thought about what kind of cloud you would be if you happened to be a cloud? Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about that quite a bit, and I am like a big fan of just cumulus clouds, which are like the big fluffy ones. Something about them always feel like the ones that I would want to like sleep in as a pillow, or like sleep on top of as a pillow or whatever, even though it's not possible because it's just water vapor, so you'd be too heavy and you'd go right through it and die. I would definitely be a cumulus because cumulus clouds are awesome. Anyways, hello everybody, this is That Manga Dude, and welcome to another pickups video. This is for the month of October 2024, which was an unbelievably busy month because in case you didn't know, I am officially married now. I am a married man. Woohoo, I get to call myself a husband, which is very strange and very odd to date. I'm still getting used to it because it's going to be the rest of my life now. So unbelievably excited, super happy. It was a beautiful, beautiful time. But yeah, obviously I spent a lot of time planning for this wedding and doing the wedding stuff and just spending time with family and things like that. So I didn't really pick up that much manga, but what I did pick up was pretty awesome, at least in my opinion. So yeah, really excited to get into it. So I hope you are excited as well. Let's go. Alright, so if you've never been to a Manga Dude manga pickups video, the way this always works is the first part is going to be the volumes from publishers that I either A, didn't get a lot of, B, are defunct and gonzo. So yeah, let's get started right now. So first up, from Dark Horse, I picked up Translucent Volume 3, Can You See Right Through Me? So this is from Kazuhiro Okamoto, and honestly I don't know much about this. I picked up the first two volumes a while back and then found this third volume for a pretty good price, and I come to find out that they just didn't finish publishing this. I think it's 5 volumes, and 4 and 5 were allegedly going to be translated by Dark Horse, and well, well, I don't know what happened. That's what I found out through my research, which is crazy. So maybe someday this will get you know, an actual finishing with Dark Horse. I highly doubt it, but that'd be really, really cool. Alright, coming in from a new publisher, this is from Cant, I think is what they're called, which is not to be associated with, I believe, a European publisher also by the same name. But this is Manhole, Volume 1 from Tetsuya Tsutsui. And yeah, looking at this, the actual release itself, this is very light. You can't, obviously you can't tell in terms of like weight, but like, yeah, this is lighter than your typical thing. It does have a really nice the sleeve and cover, which is cool. Paper quality feels pretty fine-ish. I don't really know. It's not great, but it's not terrible, I guess you could say. But yeah, I don't know much about this. It just looks really creepy. It's probably going to be a horror series, and I have been a big fan of horror series recently. So, and I always appreciate more from not just from like the main people that we keep getting stuff from. So yeah, excited to check this out and definitely be creeped out, I hope. Alright, coming in from, I always forget the publisher for this. I believe they're called Antarctic Press, that's what they're called. So this is Volume 1 of Monkey Peak from Koji Shinosaka and Akihiro Kumita. And I already talked about this actually in my most recent FVI, so if you want my full opinions on that, you can go check out the video. And I will give a TLDR during my reading log, but just to give you an idea, yeah, the price is really expensive, $25 for a manga, especially for a soft cover with decent paper, but I'm going to be completely honest, guys, it's, and guys, gals, and non-binaries, it's not worth it for this price. I think $25 is pretty ridiculous, especially for how little you get with this release, which is extremely unfortunate because the series is actually pretty cool, but it's just not, it doesn't warrant that price point. I will talk about this in the reading log if you want to hear my opinions about the actual series, but because about this release specifically, yes, I don't know. It's hard to justify paying this much for basically just a normal volume of manga. Alright, coming up next, we got ourselves UFO Mushroom Invasion from Shirakawa Marina. This is from another new publisher, or imprint, or whatever you call it. This is from Smudge, which I believe is led by a pretty big person within like the manga publishing community. I can't remember their name, I'm so sorry. It's probably somewhere here, but yeah. Now, if you want to talk about really cool releases, this is definitely worth $20. You get a whole beautiful release with some really nice paper quality. You get a full like interview in the back as well about the creator and like a bunch of information. Oh, I believe Ryan Holmberg is the person. So this is just like a really, really cool release. I think this is super awesome. But to give you an idea of what the series is about, but basically like aliens have like landed on Earth, and they have started to basically create themselves as like these mushroom-like things, which have slowly but surely going to be taking over the world. So it's up to a teacher and his student in order to try and stop it. So yeah, it's got a very old school art style. I will talk about more talk about this more during my reading log, but yeah, just know that this is a really flipping cool release, and I definitely need to pick up Her Frankenstein, which is also by the same person, or by the same publisher, excuse me. Alright, coming up next from Tokyo Pop, I picked up the second volume of Quasar of Stigmata. This is from Kanetsu Sato and Hiroyuki Yoshino. Yeah, I don't know much about this, but I know when I posted my pickup on Twitter, one of my friends gave me the up eyebrow picture, and so I don't know what that means. Maybe this will be really weird, but I guess we'll see. It doesn't have a parental advisory. It is an older Tokyo Pop thing, and that's about as much as I know about it, to be completely honest. So yeah, don't know what it's about, but gonna be interested when I decide to read it. And from a newer Tokyo Pop, I picked up Boys Gilding the Lily Shall Die, Volume 1 from Yomo Gimochi. Yeah, this basically follows a story about these two girls who are in, I think it's like band or whatever you want to call it, and they both play trumpets. One of them is a transfer student, and she's like really flipping good, and this girl has been like the staple first trumpet of her class, so when she comes in and basically takes over her role, there's like some tension, but some sparks fly as well. So yeah, definitely interested to talk more about this in the reading log, but yeah, I really like this cover, by the way. It's a very gorgeous cover, really good, and as well as the back. I don't know, just overall really nice release. Alright, coming up from Kodansha, I picked up Blue Period, Volume 15 from Tsubasa Yamaguchi. I am so happy to finally have this. I love Blue Period. I have probably talked your ears off if you've been watching my channel forever. I can't stop talking about the series. Blue Period really means a lot to me. It's one of those series that's gonna probably crack my top 10. At least in my opinion, I think it most likely will. Don't know when. Maybe when the series is over. But yeah, I love Blue Period. I think the art is fantastic. The story is really interesting. The characters are really well done. And it just kind of hits home for me because it's a lot of things that I experienced as an art student as well. So yeah, definitely going to talk more about this volume in the reading log. Alright, up next, decided to pick up Versus Volume 1 from Kiyotaro Azuma and Bose. So yeah, so Versus is this very strange series where basically this guy on the cover here and his brother are fighting off the demons in their world, and they are basically fighting them off, and it's kind of like a dead end. It's gonna be bad. They can't beat the demons. So his brother, the mage, finds out an idea in order to basically open up a portal in order to bring people from another world to help save them. But in actuality, what ends up happening is that they summon all these other worlds that are also struggling with some kind of threat to their worlds, and now they've all collided into one. So there's 19 worlds all colliding into this amalgamation of just really bad. And yeah, so it's a really crazy story. I am super excited to read this one, and yeah, because I really like One's like storytelling. Not a big fan of the art, which is why I haven't read Mob Psycho, but I really love Mob Psycho, the anime. So yeah, excited to check this one out. And last but not least, from Kodansha, of course, Medalist Volume 4 from Tsurume Kara. I had to pick this up because I just love Medalists. It's probably going to be one of my favorite series of this year, and for good reason. It's just an absolutely remarkable sports manga, so super happy to have this, and can't wait to talk about it in the reading log. Alright, coming up from 7 Seas, we have ourselves Bloom Into You Volume 1 from Nakatani Neo. I have been waiting on this one for a long time. I know this is a lot of people really love this series, but all I can tell you is I know it's a Yuri, and that's about as much as I can tell you. One of my friends really loves this series, and definitely going to check it out so I can see what all the hubbub is about. Alright, coming up next, I picked up My Dear Detective, The Mitsuko's Case Files Volume 1 from Natsumi Ito. This was a series that I definitely was not expecting to be released in print, but lo and behold, 7 Seas came in clutch out of nowhere and was like, we're gonna release it! And I was like, yes! Because this is one of those series that I keep seeing, and it just looks so good, it looks so amazing. I talked about it in my FBI, the most recent one, and I'm going to be talking about it in the reading log, but yeah, just to talk about this cover really quick, I talked about it there too, but man, this cover is so beautiful. I love it so much. The characters are so well done. The colors are beautiful. Wow. Love it. Alright, up next, decided to pick up Dinosaur Sanctuary Volume 5 from Itaro Kinoshita and research consultant Shinichi Fujiwara. This has been a really, really nice, light read. I've been enjoying every volume to come out, so super happy to have the 5th volume. If you don't know what this is basically Jurassic Park, but make it safe. Yeah, it's basically about these people who run a dinosaur park, and the main character is training to become one of the team members there. So she's learning about all these various dinosaurs while also learning to help make this place as good as possible. So overall, I really like this series quite a bit. I think it's heavily underrated. I know some people might disagree with that, but yeah, definitely give it a shot. I like it a lot. Alright, up next, decided to pick up Kase-san and Bento, which is the 2nd volume of the Kase-san series. Yeah, I read the 1st volume last month or 2 months ago, and I absolutely loved it, so I had to pick up this next one, because they're just so adorable. Oh, they're so cute. I don't know, they're so great. So, excited to see where this series is going to go, because the 1st volume started off with a bang, so hopefully we get ourselves a boom in this one. Alright, coming in with Yen Press, I picked up volumes 18 and 19 of Soul Eater from Atsushi Okubo. I am now very close to finishing the series. I only need the last 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 volumes to get to finish off this series. And yeah, it's remarkable. It's amazing. There is a reason why a lot of people love it, because it is just a very, very well done shonen series. If you want just an action-packed story filled with some fantastic characters, with some really good art as we move throughout the series, that proceeds to get better and better with some really cool paneling as well, I think you really should be reading Soul Eater. Alright, up next, I decided to pick up the 7th volume of Delicious in Dungeon from Ryoko Kui. And yes, I said Dungeon. I know it's Dungeon, but I just like to say that because I want to see if people will be like, hey, why'd you say it like that? Delicious in Dungeon has been awesome, and now I'm officially halfway through the series, so I'm definitely enjoying it quite a bit, even though I'm a little bit slow on the uptake. I know I probably should have started reading this ages ago, but, you know, it's better late than never, as they say. And last but not least, from Yen Press, yes, of course, 100% had to pick up the guy she was interested in. Wasn't a guy at all. Volume 1 from Sumiko Arai, and this is the special cover from Kinokuniya, which came with this really cool Shikishi board as well. Yeah, I have been super hyped for this series. I know everyone and their mothers has been talking about it. It's the Green Yuri. It's a wonderful series, and yeah, really excited to have this. It's in remarkable condition, beautiful printing. Like it's worth the $20. Just saying. I know like $20 is a lot for a manga, especially for this size, but with how much detail and like attention they put into everything, it's well worth that price tag. It's a really great release, and yeah, very excited to check this one out. And we are officially into the Viz Media section. Yes, sir, boss. This is the last section because I usually pick up a lot of Viz Media, and I did it again. And this month is one of the first times, or one of the few times, where I actually bought more Shoujo Beat than any other Viz section. So, really excited to get into it. Let's get started right now. From the Shonen Sunday, we got ourselves Comey Can't Communicate Volume 31 from Tomohito Oda, and lo and behold, everybody, it is Comey. Thank you. Alright, up next, I decided to pick up the 1st volume of Destroy All Humans, They Can't Be Regenerated from Katsura Issei and Takuma Yokota. This is a Magic the Gathering manga. Yes, you heard that right. It is a Magic the Gathering manga, but basically it follows these two kids here who are both really into Magic and the Gathering, and they were stating that basically if the world ends, like, what do you want to do? Let's meet up together and hang out. They're like kind of like rivals, and they both play Magic, and yeah, it's just it feels very reminiscent of like the times in the 90s and the 2000s when people were collecting cards and stuff like that. That appears to be what the series is about. So excited to check this one out and give my thoughts on it when I decide to read it. Alright, up next, decided to pick up Real, Volume 4 from Takahiko Inoue. Glad to finally get another volume of this because the reprints have been coming out slowly but surely, and yeah, most of them are out now, so yeah, just kind of picking up the series as fast as I can. If you don't know this series, this is Takahiko Inoue's 3rd basketball series, his most current one as well. Yeah, it follows the story about a variety of characters who all play basketball in some extent, some of them with a wheelchair, some others he's like kind of just dropped out because he's become more of a delinquent. Yeah, it's been a pretty cool read, and excited to read this one as well. Alright, coming in from Shonen Jump, we have ourselves Blue Box, Volume 12 from Koji Miura. Been loving this series, it's been a great time. It's more of a rom-com than it is a sports series, but that's totally okay. I love me some rom-com, so definitely gonna keep reading this one, and hopefully it's as good and keeps being good as we continue to read it. Alright, up next, Kaiju number 8, volume 11 from Naoya Matsumoto. Man, this series continues to be extremely action-packed. I didn't watch the anime because I really wasn't interested in it. I've been loving it as a manga, so I didn't really want to continue it. But yeah, super cool to have this volume, and I can't wait to read it. Alright, up next, it's Akane Banashi. This is volume 8 from Yuki Suenaga and Takamasa Moe. Yeah, probably one of my favorite shonen series currently releasing, and I'm super happy to have the next volume. Coming up next, another one of my favorites that are coming out right now, and that is going to be, please focus please, Dan volume 9 from Yukinobu Tatsu. Been loving this series, have been watching the anime, and the anime is fantastic. So if you like Dan, you should probably check out the anime as well. Alright, up next, I picked up the Koyoharu Gatoge's Before Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. These are basically like a short story collection of various stories that Koyoharu Gatoge made before Demon Slayer. So, and I don't know if this is necessarily a hot take, but these are really, really flipping cool. Like, I'm happy that we're getting these short story collections, but can we get a better naming convention for these? Because, like, really? Before Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, that's the best you could come up with for this? Like, seriously? Like, I don't know. We had this with the Chainsaw Man as well, and, like, I'm just like, man, there's got to be a better way to name these things, because I feel like there are actual names for these, and I think I would have appreciated that more, but here we are. So yeah, excited to check this one out. In case you didn't know, I'm not like the biggest fan of Demon Slayer, but I did really like Gatoge's art style quite a bit, so maybe in a shorter form story this could be really, really cool, so definitely gonna read this and find out. Alright, coming into shoujo. So I got quite a bit of shoujo, like I said. So first up, I picked up Special A, volumes 9 and 10 from Maki Minami. This was a series that I started reading earlier this year or last year, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Had a harder time finding some volumes, but found some more now, and definitely will continue reading this soon. Alright, up next, decided to read Otaku Vampire's Love Bite from Julieta Suzuki. This is volume 1, and I just picked this one up and read it during the good old-fashioned FBI. Yeah, I ended up really enjoying it. It's a cute little rom-com, follows a story about this girl here, who is a vampire, who's a total weeb and shut-in, who's a total huge fan of the series called, like, Vampire Cross, and there's a character she really loves named Mao, and this guy happens to look a lot like him, so, yeah, she's like, oh my gosh, you're just like my main character, and he's like, what the hell, you're really weird. So yeah, it's about their silliness together. Yeah, really enjoyed the first volume. We'll be talking more about this in the reading log. Alright, up next, decided to pick up volumes 1 and 3, aka the Omnibus of Red River from Chie Shinohara. If you don't know what this is the classic shoujo series that people have been begging Shoujo Beat to release, and lo and behold, we got it, and we got it in an omnibus form, which is pretty solid. So yeah, pretty solid release. I talked about this as well in the FVI, so if you want to get my full opinions on this, you should go check that out. And if you want my TLDR, the reading log comes out next week. Alright, up next, decided to pick up X2, also known as Times 2, from Shoko Akira. I believe this is the creator of Monkey High. Yeah, don't know much about this, but I've been a big fan of picking up these kind of like short story collections slash like one-shots, because we don't tend to get too many of them throughout the pipeline, so always happy to pick one up and see how the story is. Don't know much about it, like I said, but yeah, it got an interesting green color. It's Brat Summer again, and excited to have this. Alright, I got myself Kimi no Todoke volumes 13 and 14 from Karuyoshina. Yeah, in case you didn't know, I've been loving Kimi no Todoke. The series is amazing. It's beautiful. It's so cute too. Oh my gosh. Just gotta root for Sadako and Kazuhaya because, yeah, they're just a new couple and you gotta root for them. So, super happy to have this and I can't wait to keep reading. And last but not least, the series, the volume that got me a ton of likes on Twitter /X, and I wasn't expecting this many people to be sharing it, but here we are, lo and behold, it is Colette Decides to Die, Volume 1 from Alto Yukimura. This is a new series that people are super hyped for, and once again, Shoujo Beat surprised and excited so many people when they announced this. I know Colleen Manga Rex has been dying to have this released, and lo and behold, it is there. They did it for them. They did it all for Colette, or Colleen, excuse me. So yeah, really excited to check this out, see what all the hubbub is about. I'm going to be reading this in Thanksgiving, wow. I'm going to be reading this in November for the FVI, so I will be giving my full opinions in that FVI. I will be holding off on reading this until just a little bit later. But that's going to be it for the pickups video. Yes, that was everything I picked up in October 2024. What did you think? Did you think any of the stuff was really cool? Are you excited to read anything that's coming out soon? Let me know in the comments below. What did you pick up in October 2024? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, you know what to do. You can like, you can comment, you can subscribe. Those are all amazing things. You know, I really appreciate it. We're almost to my goal that I was trying to hit before the end of the year, and we're 2 months out, and I'm like super duper close. So thank you so much for the support. Almost at 4,000 subscribers. Like what? 4,000? Like what? I've almost doubled my subscriber count since last year, and I can't thank you guys enough. You all are so amazing. You make this so much fun to do. I love making videos, and I love making videos for you. So thank you so much once again. I know we're officially in November, which means it's Thanksgiving season, so maybe that's why I'm feeling more thankful than usual, but I try to thank you guys as much as possible because you make it so much fun to make content. And yeah, that's going to be about basically it. If you want to become a member, you can do that. You can support me financially and get some perks here and there, which are really cool. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.